Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into an incredible coin find that has collectors buzzing with excitement. If you have a jar of old pennies lying around or some loose change in your pocket, you might just be holding onto a small fortune without even knowing it. We are talking about the 1987 D. Lincoln penny, a 1-cent coin that, believe it or not, has sold for as much as $49,582. You heard that right. A simple penny from 1987 with AD mint mark is turning heads in the numismatic world. But why is this coin so special, and what makes it worth so much money? Stick around because we are going to break down the history, the minting process, the rare errors, and how much these coins are selling for in today's market. History of the 1987 D. Lincoln penny. Let's start with a little history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the Indian head cent and became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of Lady Liberty. Over the years, the design has changed slightly, but the familiar portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, has remained a constant. The reverse of the 1987 penny still features the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was first introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Now, in 1987, the U.S. Mint was producing pennies at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The pennies minted in Denver have a small D mint mark just below the date, identifying them as products of the Denver Mint. That year, the Denver Mint produced a staggering 4.2 billion pennies. With such a high mintage, you might be wondering, how can a single 1987 D penny be worth tens of thousands of dollars? What makes the 1987 D penny valuable? Not every 1987 D penny is worth a fortune. In fact, most of them are only worth their face value of 1 cent. However, a few rare specimens stand out because of errors, condition, and rarity. One of the most important factors that determine a coin's value is its condition, also known as its grade. Coins that are uncirculated, meaning they were never used in everyday transactions, are far more valuable than worn-down pennies that have passed through countless hands. A 1987 D penny graded MS 68 or higher can fetch a premium price because finding a flawless example from such a high mintage is incredibly difficult. But what truly makes some of these pennies skyrocket in value is the presence of minting errors. Let's go over some of the most sought-after errors that can turn an ordinary 1987 D penny into a collector's dream. Rare errors on the 1987 D Lincoln penny. One of the biggest reasons certain 1987 D pennies are worth thousands of dollars is due to minting errors. Here are a few of the most notable ones. First, we have the doubled die error. This happens when the coin's design is struck twice slightly off alignment, creating a doubling effect. If you notice Lincoln's features or the lettering on the coin looking slightly blurry or doubled, you may have a valuable doubled die penny. Next is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank planchet is not properly aligned with the die, causing part of the design to be missing. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible. Another rare error is the clipped planchet. This happens when the metal sheet from which coins are cut has a misalignment, resulting in a coin that is missing a small portion of its edge. Perhaps the most valuable error on a 1987 D penny is the wrong planchet error. Occasionally, a penny might be struck on a planchet meant for a different coin, such as a dime or a foreign currency. If you find a penny that seems thinner, lighter, or a different color than usual, it could be worth a lot of money. Recent sales and market value. Now, let's talk about the real numbers. How much are these rare 1987 D Lincoln pennies actually selling for in today's market? While most circulated 1987 D pennies are only worth 1 cent, high-grade examples and error coins have fetched astonishing prices at auction. A near-perfect MS 68 RD red specimen once sold for an incredible $49,582, making it one of the most valuable Lincoln pennies from the 1980s. The reason behind this high value is population rarity. Even though billions of 1987 D pennies were made, very few have been found in such high condition. Collectors are always on the hunt for the finest known examples, and when a nearly flawless coin appears in an auction, bidding wars drive the price up dramatically. For those wondering about more common values, a typical uncirculated 1987 D penny graded MS 65 can sell for around $20 to $30, while MS 66 examples can go for $50 to $100. Error pennies, depending on the severity and uniqueness of the mistake, can range from a few $100s to several thousand. How to check if you have a valuable 1987 D penny? So, how do you know if you have one of these valuable pennies? Here's what you need to do. First, check the date and mint mark. Make sure you have a 1987 D penny, as the Denver Mint is where these valuable specimens were found. Second, inspect the coin's condition. If your penny looks brand new with a shiny, red copper surface and no scratches or marks, it might be worth sending to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Third, look for errors. Use a magnifying glass to examine the coin for any doubling, missing elements, or unusual shapes. Compare it with known error varieties online to see if you have something special. Lastly, consult an expert or auction house. If you think you have a valuable penny, do not clean it or try to alter it in any way. Get it appraised by a professional before making any decisions. The 1987 D Lincoln penny is proof that hidden treasures can still be found in everyday pocket change. While most of these pennies are worth just a cent, a rare few have reached jaw-dropping values due to their condition and minting errors. If you love coin collecting or just want to see if you have a potential fortune hiding in your piggy bank, start checking your coins today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more amazing coin discoveries. Let me know in the comments if you have found any rare coins in your collection. Thanks for watching and happy treasure hunting! Hello, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel, where we explore rare coins, hidden gems in your pocket change, and valuable finds that could be worth a fortune. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most intriguing modern Lincoln cents, the 1983 D penny. This ordinary-looking coin could be hiding a shocking value of up to $38,602. If you have one, you might be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. So grab your coin jars, check your collections, and stick around because you do not want to miss this. History of the 1983 D Lincoln cent. To understand why this coin is so special, let's go back to 1983. The Denver Mint struck an astonishing number of Lincoln cents this year, over 6 billion coins. That is right, more than 6 billion were produced. Most of them were just regular pennies used in everyday transactions, but a few rare ones had unexpected errors, making them incredibly valuable. This was also a crucial period in U.S. coinage history. Just a year before, in 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from copper-based pennies to zinc-based pennies with a thin copper coating. This change was made because of the rising cost of copper. As a result, 1983 pennies, including the ones from Denver, were made of a zinc core with a copper-plated surface. However, during this transition, some mistakes happened, and that is what makes some of these pennies worth so much money today. Rare errors and varieties that make the 1983 D penny valuable. So, what makes a 1983 D penny worth thousands of dollars? There are a few key errors and varieties you should look for. First, one of the most famous errors is the 1983 D doubled die reverse. A doubled die happens when the die that strikes the coin is misaligned or shifts during the minting process, causing doubling in the design. For the 1983 D penny, this error appears on the reverse side of the coin, where the words United States of America, 1 cent, and even the Lincoln Memorial show clear doubling. This variety is extremely rare, and if you find one in high-grade condition, it can be worth thousands of dollars. Another valuable variety is the 1983 D copper planchet error. As we mentioned earlier, by 1983, pennies were supposed to be made of zinc with only a copper coating. However, a few rare 1983 D pennies were accidentally struck on older copper planchets left over from 1982. These coins weigh 3.11 grams instead of the normal 2.5 grams for a zinc penny. If you have a 1983 D penny that weighs more than 3 grams, Get it checked immediately because it could be one of these ultra-rare copper planchet errors. Then, there is the off-center strike error, where the coin is not properly aligned during the striking process. Some 1983 D pennies have this mistake, and, depending on how off-center the design is, the value can increase significantly. Another error to look out for is the clipped planchet error, where a portion of the coin is missing due to a misfeed in the minting press. While this error is not as valuable as the double die or copper planchet errors, it still increases a coin's worth. How much is a 1983 D penny worth? Now, let's talk about the real reason you are here, the value of the 1983 D Lincoln cent. If you have a regular 1983 D penny with no errors, it is worth just face value, 1 cent. Even in uncirculated condition, a normal 1983 D penny is usually worth only a few cents to $1. But if you find one of the rare error coins, you could be looking at serious money. The 1983 D double die reverse penny has been sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. A high-grade example in mint condition once sold for over $15,000. The 1983 D copper planchet penny is the holy grail of this series. This rare error coin has fetched auction prices as high as $38,602. That is right, nearly $40,000 for a single penny. If you think you have one, get it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Even the off-center strike and clipped planchet errors can fetch anywhere from $50 to a few $1,000s depending on the degree of the error and the coin's condition. How to identify a rare 1983 D penny? If you are wondering how to check your 1983 D penny, here's what you need to do. First, grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and closely examine the reverse side of the coin. Look for any signs of doubling in the text or Lincoln Memorial. If you see doubling, you might have the valuable double die error. Next, weigh your coin on a precise digital scale. A normal 1983 D penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If your coin weighs 3.11 grams, it could be struck on a copper planchet and worth thousands. Lastly, look for any off-center strikes, clipped edges, or unusual features that indicate an error coin. Where to sell a rare 1983 D penny? If you believe you have a valuable 1983 D penny, the best thing to do is have it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. This certification will confirm its authenticity and increase its market value. Once graded, you can sell it through online auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, or eBay. Many serious coin collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare varieties of the 1983 D penny. The 1983 D Lincoln cent might seem like an ordinary penny, but certain rarers make some of them worth thousands. If you have one with a double die reverse, a copper planchet error, or another significant mistake, you could be sitting on a jackpot. So check your pocket change, search your old piggy banks, and inspect your coin collections. Who knows, you might just have a rare penny worth up to $38,602. If you found this video helpful, do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a valuable find. Thanks for watching and happy coin hunting! Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you love coins, currency, and everything related to numismatics, then you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about a coin that most people overlook, a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket or change jar right now, the 2012 No-Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this ordinary-looking coin has been found in high grades selling for thousands of dollars, with one reaching an astonishing $19,000 at auction. Stick around as we dive into the history, key details, and how you can check if you have one of these valuable pennies in your collection. History of the 2012 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny has been around for over a century. First minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design we see today, featuring the Union shield on the reverse, was introduced in 2010. Replacing the previous Lincoln Memorial design that had been in use since 1959. The 2012 Lincoln penny was produced at two main U.S. mint facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. Coins struck at the Denver Mint bear the D mint mark, while those struck in Philadelphia have no mint mark at all. While billions of these pennies were made, only a small number exist in pristine condition, and those are the ones that command high prices in the collector's market. What makes the 2012 NO Mint Mark Lincoln penny valuable? You might be wondering, what makes this penny worth so much money? Well, the answer lies in two key factors: condition and rarity. Condition and high grade. Most pennies in circulation are worn from use, but if you happen to find one in pristine, uncirculated condition with a perfect strike and no damage, it can be worth a lot. Coin collectors and grading companies use a scale called the Sheldon grading scale, ranging from 1 to 70, to determine a coin's condition. A 2012 Lincoln penny graded MS69 or MS70, almost perfect, can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Mint errors and varieties. Some rare 2012 pennies have errors, such as double die obverse, DDO, die cracks, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws. These errors make the coin unique and highly sought after by collectors. Some error coins have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Auction record. The most expensive 2012 NO Mint Mark Lincoln penny ever sold was graded MS69 by Peace GS, and it fetched an incredible $19,000 at auction. This was an ultra-rare high-grade example, and only a handful exist at this level. How to check if you have a valuable 2012 Lincoln penny. Now that we know what makes these pennies valuable, let's talk about how you can check if you have one worth money. Look for no mint mark. If your 2012 penny has no mint mark, it was made in Philadelphia. This is the version that has reached the highest auction prices. Check the condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable it is. If your coin looks brand new, with no scratches, dents, or discoloration, it might be worth submitting to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Search for errors. Use a magnifying glass to inspect your coin for doubling on the letters or numbers, off-center strikes, or any unusual marks. Even minor errors can increase its value. Compare auction prices. Websites like Heritage Auctions and eBay can give you an idea of what collectors are currently paying for similar pennies. Current market value. While the highest recorded price for a 2012 NO Mint Mark Lincoln penny is $19,000, not every coin will be worth that much. Most circulated 2012 pennies are only worth face value. However, if you find one in mint condition graded MS67 or higher, it could be worth anywhere from $50 to several $100s. Error coins can be worth even more. So, do you have a rare and valuable 2012 Lincoln penny in your collection? Check your change, look for those high-grade coins, and keep an eye out for errors. You never know, you might be sitting on a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin-related content, and let me know in the comments if you've ever found a valuable penny. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! Hello, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Welcome back to another exciting video where we uncover hidden gems in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into the 1985 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that has left collectors stunned by its incredible value. Did you know that a 1985 NO Mint Mark penny recently sold for an astounding $69,453? You might just have one sitting in your collection right now. Stay with me as we explore the history, value, and the key features that make this coin so special. History of the 1985 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909. First introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the years, it has undergone several design changes, but in 1985, the U.S. Mint continued with the copper-plated zinc composition that started in 1982. The 1985 Lincoln penny was produced in massive quantities at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia minted pennies have no mint mark, while those from Denver bear a small D, and those from San Francisco have an S. Despite being a common coin in circulation, some rare variations and errors from 1985 have made certain pennies extremely valuable. These errors have caught the attention of collectors and investors, making the hunt for rare pennies even more exciting. Why is this 1985 NO Mint Mark penny worth so much? You may be wondering, why would a simple 1-cent penny be worth nearly $70,000? The answer lies in its rarity, condition, and unique errors. The most valuable 1985 Lincoln pennies fall into these categories: mint condition and high-grade examples. Coins that have been well preserved and graded by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can fetch incredibly high prices. A 1985 penny graded MS68 or higher can be extremely rare due to the difficulty in finding a perfectly struck coin with no flaws. Error coins. Some 1985 pennies contain minting errors, such as double die obverse (DDO), off-center strikes, or die cracks. These errors make a coin unique and highly sought after by collectors. Full red coloration. Collectors prize Lincoln pennies with full red (RD) luster as they indicate minimal oxidation and superior preservation. A high-grade, full red 1985 penny in pristine condition can bring premium prices at auction. A prime example of such a rare coin was recently sold for $69,453 due to its exceptional condition. Unique errors and collector demand. How to identify a valuable 1985 penny. If you think you might have a valuable 1985 penny, here are some key factors to check. Look for a strong, clear strike with sharp details on Lincoln's face, hair, and coat. Check for any doubling in the letters Liberty or the date. 1985. This could indicate a doubled die error. Examine the surface color. Coins with a bright red appearance tend to have higher value. If you have an uncirculated coin, consider sending it to a grading service for professional evaluation. Market value and auction prices. The current market value of a 1985 Lincoln penny varies based on condition and rarity. Circulated condition. Most 1985 pennies found in circulation are only worth face value. About 1 cent uncirculated condition, MS60, MS65. These coins can sell for anywhere from $5 to $1.50. High-grade examples, MS67, MS68. Prices jump significantly, often ranging from $500 to $5,000. Rare error coins and MS69 grades. These can fetch tens of thousands of dollars at auction, with the highest known price reaching $69. For 53, the 1985 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a fascinating coin with the potential to be worth a fortune. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, checking your change for rare pennies can be both fun and profitable. If you think you have a valuable 1985 penny, be sure to research, get it graded, and consider selling it at auction. What do you think about this incredible coin? Have you ever come across a rare penny in your collection? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing coin discoveries. Thanks for watching and happy hunting! Hello and welcome back to our channel where we talk about rare coins worth a lot of money and help you discover hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today, we are diving into an exciting topic: the 1978 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny. This coin is one of the fascinating pieces in U.S. coinage history and has caught the attention of collectors and numismatists around the world for its rarity and significant value. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909 when it was first introduced. To commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, over the years there have been many varieties of the Lincoln cent, including the wheat penny and the memorial reverse, and different compositions like the 95% copper versions and the later zinc versions. In 1978, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln pennies at multiple facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, what makes the 1978 no mint mark penny special is that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use a mint mark on pennies until 1980. Now you might be wondering why this particular penny is so valuable. Well, several factors contribute to its high worth. First, its condition plays a major role. Coins that are in pristine condition with no signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration tend to fetch much higher prices in the collector's market. A 1978 no mint mark penny in MS67 or higher grade has been known to command astonishing prices among collectors because such high grade specimens are extremely rare. Another key factor that determines value is any possible errors or unique features within the coin. Some 1978 pennies may have striking errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, or repunched mint marks. These errors make the coins even more desirable to collectors and could significantly increase their value if you happen to come across a 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny with such an error. It could be worth thousands of dollars according to recent auction records. The highest recorded sale of a 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny reached an incredible $63296. This price was achieved due to its immaculate condition and rarity in such a high grade. The market for rare coins is always evolving, and demand for high quality specimens continues to rise, especially among serious collectors and investors. If you want to determine whether your 1978 no-mint mark penny is valuable, the first thing to do is check its condition. Use a magnifying glass to examine the coin closely, looking for any flaws or imperfections. If your coin appears nearly perfect and has a sharp, strong strike, it could be worth getting it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGCA. Certified grade can give you an exact idea of how much your coin might be worth and make it easier to sell at auction or to collectors. For those who want to sell their 1978 penny, there are multiple options available. You can take it to a local coin dealer listed on auction sites like eBay or Heritage Auctions, or even attend coin shows where collectors are always on the lookout for rare pieces. Before selling, make sure to do some research to understand the current market trends and demand so you can get the best possible price for your coin. It is important to remember that while finding a high-value coin is exciting, not every 1978 no-mint mark penny will be worth thousands of dollars. The vast majority of these pennies in circulated condition are only worth their face value, but if you come across one in mint state or with a special error, then you could be looking at a small fortune. So next time you are going through your pocket change, be sure to check for rare and valuable coins like the 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. You never know when you might strike gold and find a coin worth a lot of money. Stay tuned for more videos on rare coins and hidden treasures, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting coin discoveries.